Flaw is in open A tuning with no capo. So first thing I'm going to do is get you in the tuning. It's going to be, the only strings you're going to change are you're going to move your D string down to a C sharp. You're going to move your G string down to an E. And you're going to move your B string down to an A. The rest are the same, E, A, E. So you should have open A tuning, no capo. As far as the structure is concerned, it's a pretty simple, just little intro, which is the same chords as the verse, and then verse, verse, chorus, then verse, chorus, chorus, end of the song. So just verse and chorus. So the structure is not too bad. And the chords really aren't too bad. It's just there's one weird like little stretch. That bend thing is a little bit tricky if your hands are small, but other than that, the song's not going to be too bad once you get in this tuning. So to start off, you're going to put your first finger on the 5th fret A string. I'm still going to refer to the strings by their normal names, even though they're tuned to different notes. So A string, A string. 5th fret on the A string, your first finger. And on the 9th fret of the G string, you put your pinky. So it's a 5th fret to 9th fret stretch, which is pretty beefy, but the good news is you do want the string in between muted, so you don't have to actually have them above. So you actually want your first finger laying a little flat because you're going to be muting your D string with it. So you should not be able to hear the note when you're plucking it. So. And the 2 strings you're fretting are actually the only strings that you want to hear for this. You don't want to hear the low E, and you don't want to hear anything above it. It's just these 2 notes. So you're going to strum it once, and then you're going to strum it again, and you're going to do that little sort of quarter note bend. Because she's not doing a full, it's more of a little quarter note bend. And she's going to hit it 2 more times after that. So 1, 2. And sometimes she'll throw in another like down, up. So that's that first chord. And then she's going to move into this. And this part's going to be palm muted. If you don't know how to palm mute, I would pause this and go check out a video real quick on how to do that. But that's how she does that part right there. It's going to be middle finger on the 8th fret of your A string. And on the D string, you're going to fret the 7th fret with your first finger. And on the G string, you're going to fret the 9th fret with your 3rd finger. Palm muted, and just go one after the other. And then after you do that, leaving your 3rd finger anchored, you're going to slide your first finger and your first finger and your middle finger forward 1 fret. So from the 7th to the 8th with your first finger, and from the 8th to the 9th with your middle finger. 3rd finger stays in place. So, and sometimes she'll get like on the last note of the 3, when she's palm muting, she'll go like, and just like strum it really sort of abruptly. Sometimes she will do that. That's the only really thing to know about that. So far we have and then next is, so this chord shape is going to be middle finger on the 10th fret E string, first finger on the 9th fret of your A string, and then pinky on the 12th fret of your D string. And she'll go strum it twice, or sometimes she'll slide up into it. So from this, she'll just do a little slide into it. And then from there, you're going to go to this chord, which is also, for this I should mention, when you're strumming it, you only want to hear, again, the lowest 3 strings. You don't want to hear, because that's not how she plays it. Same thing with this chord. It's going to be first finger, 5th fret, E string, third finger, 7th fret, A string, pinky, 8th fret on the D string. So down, 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 up, and then. So this is very similar to the, but you're replacing this part with this. So what you're going to do is put your middle finger on the 8th fret of the A string, and then you're going to do a little bar with your first finger on the 7th fret, and you're going to bar the D and G strings. So, and you don't want your B string to ring out, so you don't hear that in the song, so it's just, those are the notes you should hear. And then back to this chord from earlier. From this chord, it's that same chord from then, so you go. So all together it's going to be. And that's going to get you through the intro. The intro is just going to be one cycle of that, and then the verse is going to be just that. So it's the same chords. Baby, I'm all messed up. Took your bottle, poured the cup. And in the verse, the only thing that's going to change is instead of just restarting that, she's going to do one more round from this chord. That would fill me up, but... So that's the only difference when you do it for the verse. So the intro is just going to be... done, and then she's going to start the verse. But for the verse, you're going to do this. Just like normal. Where you'd be done, you're going to go back to like halfway through and do this again. And then from there, you're going to start over from here. And then repeat the second half just like you do. And so this is a sort of, not really tricky, but interesting thing. So that's after she sings the first two sort of stanzas of the verse. This is, thinking love could be that strong. You're basically going to play like another intro. So not repeating this part. It's just playing it once, just like you did in the intro. And it's going to sort of break up the sort of two verses she does in a row at the beginning. So the end of the first verse is like, the thinking love could be that strong. You go straight into this again. And then basically do an intro. And then she's going to do that other verse, which starts with the, baby, don't leave me now. Talking to your, etc. That verse is exactly the same. That's just how you get from one verse to the next verse. So then going out of the verse into the chorus is literally two alternating chords, so it's not that bad. To get to the chorus, you're just gonna play the verse right into it. They're directly conjoining. There's no interlude part or anything like that, or any pre-chorus. If I can remember the words to the last part of the, skinny dipping, rip my flowers out. So here, if you were doing another verse, you go back to this. But instead it's, rip my flowers out, chorus. So it's exactly connected to each other. Your first chord is going to be, you're going to bar. You don't really need to, but it's just easier, I guess, to bar the 7th fret. At least the first three. And then you're going to put your third finger on the 9th fret A string and your middle finger on the 8th fret of the D string. So this is the first chord of the chorus. You're just going to and I choose to, etc. You're gonna go to this chord, which is basically just a power chord. So 10th fret on the E string, 12th fret with the 3rd and pinky on the A and D string. That's the other chord. Just alternates. Oh, I choose to blame it all on you, etc. And then to get back into the verse, she's going to be coming from this chord, and then you're going to do this part of the intro, the palm muted part, but that's when she sings, I don't like the, and then just back to this chord, truth. And then you're right back into, baby, I lost my faith. So right back into that verse there. And then it's going to be the same thing. That verse is half as long because she's just doing one of them, and you obviously don't do the little in-between intro that she does for the first verse, little intro thing, and then verse, because she's only doing one verse. And then you get into the chorus exactly as normal. The only thing that's a little different with the outro is when she comes out of the chorus, because I don't like the truth, instead of just doing this back into the intro. She has more words. None of this was you. So you basically play it more times to just facilitate the extra words. And then she ends it on, guess that's just so it's the barred part. It's, guess that's just on the last one, you're just gonna strum all strings open. Guess that's just so the outro fully, to just do that for you guys, just from the last chorus. Cause I don't like the truth. And none of this was you. I guess it's just so that's how that's going to end. And that is the entire song. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.